Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astutar Sutta Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhai Charnarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astutar Sutta Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srila Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra ki jai, Shri Shri Rukmini Dwarkadish ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Sri Guru, Sri Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we'd like to wish everyone a happy new year. And thank you for coming today for our Sunday festival here in ISKCON New Dwarka, Los Angeles. This morning I saw Bhakta Ed walking into the temple carrying a big bouquet of flowers. And I said, "Who are those flowers for?" And he said, "These flowers are for Krishna." So I was really happy, and he said, "I always try to bring some flowers or some fruits for the deity, because I heard that Srila Prabhupada said that it's always good when you come to the temple to bring some flowers or some fruits or some offering for the deity." So I'm very happy to see this tradition continuing, this culture manifesting here in ISKCON New Dwarka. And I got to thinking and remembering the first times when I was making offerings to Lord Krishna, and the wonderful feeling of reciprocation that comes when we do that. Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yeyatam mam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajam yaham. He says, as you surrender unto me, I reward you accordingly. So we give something to Krishna, whatever we can, and then Krishna gives us a reciprocation. We feel our connection, we feel our relationship with Krishna, because Krishna is a person, and we have loving exchanges with him. So we can make different kinds of offerings. And before we get further into this discussion, I want to just say, when I was coming up the street, I heard the beautiful, powerful kirtan from this temple room, and I was wishing that I came 1 hour before. And it reminded me that we're making a very special offering to Krishna, and that is the offering of the holy name, which is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna Vanyam Tvisha Krishnaham Sango Pangastra Parshadham Yagnai Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Hi Sumeda Saha. That people in today's day and age, they make this offering. They make the Sankirtan Yagna offering. Yagna means sacrifice. And the most important offering and sacrifice that we can make in today's age is the Sankirtan Yagna, the congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I selected one Bhagavad Gita verse, a verse from Bhagavad Gita as it is, by His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And this is a very classic and important verse about making offerings to the Lord. So I would be very grateful to all of you if you can kindly repeat this verse after me. Are you ready? Yes. Okay, good. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Yo me bhaktya prayachati. Yo me bhaktya prayachati. Tadaham bhakti paritam. Tadaham bhakti paritam. Ashnami prayatatmanaha. Ashnami prayatatmanaha. So the translation is, if one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a fruit, a flower, or water, I will accept it. So we have the great opportunity, patram, we can offer a leaf, we can offer like a tulsi leaf, or a salad leaf, or a banana leaf, or whatever kind of leaf we want to offer. And we can offer pushpam, which means a flower. We can offer beautiful flowers to Krishna. Or phalam, phalam means fruit. We can offer nice fruits to Krishna. And toyam, toyam means water. We can offer Krishna a glass of water. So anyone can access these 4 different substances. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. Everyone can do this. So Krishna makes himself very accessible to all of us. We don't have to be a really wealthy person and offer gold. Even just a leaf, Krishna will accept it. His only condition is he wants it offered with love and devotion. We have to offer in a very pleasing and loving mood. We can't say like, okay, Krishna, here's your leaf. Take this leaf. Take it, take it. Come and get it. Pick it up yourself. We should offer it very nicely to the best of our capacity. I remember living in Ireland. I was a hippie at that time, and I was living in a small farmhouse. And I received a magazine from the devotees that explained how to offer your food to Krishna. So I said, okay, this sounds like a good idea. I'm going to try it. What do I have to lose? So the magazine article said, you have to have a special plate for Krishna, not one that you eat off yourself. Krishna has his own plate. So I had one plastic plate with a picture of a cow on it. So I heard Krishna likes cows, right? He's called Gopal. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. 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 Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. So I had my cow plate. And I said, I'm going to use this as Krishna's plate. Krishna likes the cows. So I put the plate there. I had some spinach, some wild spinach. I had picked that spinach. And I had some wild spinach tea that I had boiled the spinach in. And that was all I had. And I read in the article that you should ring a bell when you make an offering to Krishna. But I didn't have a bell. But I had a little metal bowl and I had a spoon. So I bowed down and I hit the bowl with the spoon, bing, 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 bing. And in this way, I chanted the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra one time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I waited 5 minutes for Krishna to eat. And then again I hit the bowl with the spoon, bing, 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 bing. And prasadam was ready. Maha Prasade Govinde, but I didn't know that song that time. And I tasted the spinach and it had a very special flavor. It was very unique. And I said, wow, Krishna must have accepted my offering. So I began offering all my food to Krishna. So when I was also in Ireland, after a week, I decided to move in with the devotees. And I began picking flowers. We were in Cork, and I was offering the flowers to Krishna. We had a little altar. Our altar was a bookshelf with just a few pictures of Krishna on the bookshelf. And I felt by making those flower offerings to just a picture of Krishna, I felt tremendous reciprocation. So when we come here to the temple and we have darshan of the beautiful deities of Rukmini, Dwarkadish, we can make nice offerings to them, beautiful offerings. But even at home, if all we have is a picture, still we can make offerings. Krishna will accept them. He accepts our love and devotion. And even if we don't have a picture, we can make an offering to Krishna within our mind. One time there was a Brahmana. He was very poor. He didn't have hardly any money, but he wanted to offer nice clothes to Krishna, nice dresses, and many preparations of cooking, and beautiful roses and rose garlands, but he didn't have any of these things. So he offered these things within his mind. It's called manasik offering, within the mind. And he was cooking in his mind sweet rice. Do you know how to cook sweet rice? You have to heat up the milk and boil the milk and the rice and the sugar and the camphor and sometimes bananas. And it was really, really hot within his mind. And sweet rice should be served hot or cool. Who says sweet rice should be served hot? Who says sweet rice should be served cool? Yes, most people like it cool. Although this temperature weather might be nice hot also. So he wanted to test within his mind the temperature of the sweet rice by putting his finger in the sweet rice to see if it was cool enough. But when in his mind, when he put his finger in the sweet rice, he burned his finger and he broke his meditation. And he came out of this meditation and his finger was burned. Wow. Haribol. So this is the power. We can make an offering even within the mind. Krishna will accept it. Very mystical. After I was in Ireland, I had joined the devotees, just a small group of brahmacharis traveling in a van. And they said, now we're traveling and you're very new. You can't come with us. What are you going to do? I said, I don't know what I should do. And they said, you can go to London, to Bhaktivedanta Manor. And they have a new Bhakta training program. So you can go there. So I went. And when I got to Bhaktivedanta Manor, my service was washing the pot, peeling the potatoes, cutting the sabji, cleaning the temple room floor, and all these kinds of really nice services. And serving the prasadam at lunch. I would serve the prasadam to the devotees. So I read in one book by His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, Vaishnav etiquette book, that when you serve prasadam, what is the first thing that you should serve? Water, right? Or some juice or something to drink. So that day, I was wheeling the prasadam over. We had similar prasadam cart like we have here. I was wheeling the prasadam over to the prasadam hall, and I noticed there was no juice, there was no drink, there was no tea, there was no liquid, there was nothing to drink. So I said, oh, I must bring some water. So I went back to the kitchen and I washed a couple of buckets very carefully and filled them up with water. Tap water, simple tap water. And I was looking, where is the altar in the kitchen so I can offer the water? Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Water should be offered. But I couldn't find the altar in the kitchen. So I moved some items on the shelves, some dal I moved to the side, some oil I moved to the side, and I put some pictures of Krishna, and I made my own offering. Meanwhile, devotees are like, where's the Prabhu who's supposed to serve the prasadam? I was doing this as fast as I could. And then I put the 2 buckets on the shelf, and I didn't have a bell, so I took a bowl and a spoon. Bing, 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 bing. I bowed down and I chanted, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then I took the water buckets, I brought them to the temple, and I started serving all the devotees the water and then the prasadam. And all during the meal, the devotees kept asking me, can I have some more water, please? And before long, the 2 buckets were empty. And at the end of the meal, one very senior devotee, one disciple of Srila Prabhupada, he asked me, did you offer this water? Very unusual question. Did you offer this water? I said, yes, I offered this water. Why? He said, that is the best water I ever tasted in my life. Thank you. So we see the power and potency when we're able to make offerings to Krishna, that even ordinary water becomes Krishnized. And it's said that the saliva of Krishna goes inside that food and you can taste it if you're really attentive when you're taking prasadam. This is the esoteric. This is the most esoteric thing I'm going to say today. I hope. So I've always had wonderful experiences making offerings to Krishna, and I encourage all of you to also do the same thing. How does Krishna eat? How does Krishna eat our offerings? There's a beautiful verse from Brahma Samhita. Angani yasya sakalendriya vritti manti pasyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya sadujvala vigrahasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. That I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of that transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs. So every limb has all the functions of all the other limbs. Krishna can hear with his eyes. He can taste with his nose. And he can feel with his tongue. All the different senses are interchangeable. So he can taste with his eyes. So he glances at our offering, and he hears the mantras that we chant when we make that offering, and he tastes our love and devotion. There was, during Lord Chaitanya's time, 500 years ago, there was a great devotee in Sri Khanda named Mukunda. He was a doctor. He had a son, about 5 years old, named Raghunandan. And they were worshipping a deity at home named Gopinath. So one day Mukunda had to go out for some work. So he told little Raghunandan, you make the offering, the Raj Bhog, 12 o'clock offering today. And little Raghunandan said, I never did that before. I don't know how to do it. So Mukunda said, just take the plate from your mother and put the bhoga, the food, in front of Gopinath, ring the bell and say, Gopinath, Gopinath, please eat, please eat. So little Mukunda did that. And he put the plate in front of Gopinath. He rang the bell, Gopinath, Gopinath, please eat, please eat. And Gopinath glanced at the food and accepted it. All the food was still there. Raghunandan said, but wait, the food is still there, you're not eating, please eat. And he began to cry. And Gopinath was in so much anxiety because his little devotee was crying. And Gopinath came down off the altar and began to eat the prasadam. He ate all of it. Haribo. Little Raghunandan took the empty plate, went back to his mother, and said, the offering is successful. And his mother said, where's the Mahaprasadam? And his Raghunandan said, Gopinath ate everything. And then his mother said, wait till your father comes home. Then Mukunda, he returned home. And he said, I'm hungry. Where's the Mahaprasadam? And his wife said, I don't know. Mukunda, Raghunandan, he offered the plate. And he said, Gopinath ate everything. So then Mukunda, he gave a laddu, a big sweet ball, to Raghunandan and said, offer this too. So Raghunandan put this in front of Gopinath, rang the bell. Gopinath, Gopinath, please eat, please eat, please eat. And Gopinath, he could understand little Raghunandan. So immediately he came down and he ate half the laddu because he was still hungry, he was still full from lunch. So he could not eat the whole laddu. And that laddu, half a laddu is still there in one temple in Sri Khanda. You can see that half a laddu, which is there. That is in Sri Khanda in West Bengal. If you ever go there to Mayapur, Navadvip, to Sri Khanda and visit these wonderful holy places, you can see this laddu. So then we can understand that the Lord accepts our offerings. And there's nothing that prevents us from making offerings. So now it's the new year, 2023. So everyone should offer something to Krishna. This is our call to action in today's presentation. Please, everyone, whether it's a leaf, a fruit, a flower, or a water, please offer something to Krishna today. Whether it's here at the temple, or at home, or anywhere you are, because even within your mind, you can make offerings to Krishna. So I'd like to thank you all for your kind attention and participation this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. Before I conclude, I will just ask if there are any comments or any questions from the devotees. Yes, Prabhu, go ahead. Here comes a microphone.
Maharaj, I wanted to ask, what is the benefit of offering, fruits, flowers, when we offer to Krishna?
Yes.
How does it benefit us?
Yes. So, thank you for your nice question. Your question, if I understood you correctly, is how are we benefited by making an offering to Krishna? So making an offering to Krishna is part of our bhakti process. Bhakti means devotional service. And when we offer our devotional service to Krishna, we get a great benefit. Krishna explains the benefit of bhakti, bhakti yoga, in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And he says, Bhaktya mam abhijananti yavanyaschasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato jnatva vishate tadanantaram. He says, only by bhakti can I be known in truth, tattvataha. So when we perform bhakti, we can actually gain realization and understanding of Krishna. We can know him in truth. Bhakti mam abhijananti avanyaschasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato jnatva vishate na tadanantaram. When we know Krishna in truth, there's no need to return back again to this material world, this place of birth, death, disease, and old age. No need to take birth here again. Tad anantaram, we can attain to Krishna's eternal abode and develop our love for Krishna. Does that answer your question? Thank you so much. Are there any other questions or comments? Yes, go ahead. Can you wait for the microphone, please? Yes, Pavaka Mataji. She's
Srila
one of our
Prabhupada was our
senior
example.
members. Yes.
And he cooked for his first disciples. And he shown cooking and then offering to Krishna.
Yes,
And
thank
so
you.
he instructed us
By his example.
by his example.
Yes. In the Bhagavad Gita is explained, 3rd chapter. Yad yad archarati shresthas tattadeva tarha janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanuvartate. Whatever action a great man performs, the common people will follow. Whatever example they set by exemplary actions, all the world pursues. So we have our founder Acharya, Abhay Charanaravinda, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and he set the example for us how to make offerings for Krishna. He didn't just tell us how to do it, but he demonstrated himself practically. He would personally cook, and then he would personally offer, and then he would personally serve. So thank you very much for reminding us of this very important point. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, go ahead. There's a mic right there.
I was wondering, when we offer food, we consume it after, but when we offer flowers or leaves or anything like that, is there a proper disposal of that because it was offered to Krishna?
How to dispose of prasadam, or things that have been offered to Krishna. So we have something called nirmalaya, which is our transcendental garbage, so to speak. And we usually put it in a holy river or a holy place, or bury it in the ground. We treat it respectfully. So those things that are offered to Krishna should be discarded carefully and with respect. Flowers, after we offer to Krishna, we smell them. And we should offer flowers that have a scent. That is first class. Prabhupada didn't appreciate flowers without a scent. They should be offered. And sometimes leaves can also be consumed, like tulsi leaves we can eat, or salad leaves we can also eat. Banana leaves we use as plates. We don't eat banana leaves. Right? Does that answer your question? Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Okay, last question or comment. I don't know if you have a question or a comment. Then we'll conclude.
Thank you, Maharaj, for such a simple, practical, yet powerful lecture. I have 2 questions. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Quick. Okay. The first question is, when you were saying how one of the people in the story you were telling, they were offering the prasad to Krishna in their mind, and they went to put their finger inside, and it got burnt. Was that because he wasn't supposed to put his finger inside, or was that because like it was hot, or was like both of them and it was like a double lesson?
It's because it was hot.
Because it was hot. Okay.
Yeah, within his mind it was hot. This is Leela Shakti. Leela means a pastime of the Lord and his devotees. Leela means like something happens that gives us a message. It gives us a lesson. It inspires us. So Krishna made an arrangement through his potencies, his Yoga Maya potency, that this Brahmin would burn his hand for the purpose of inspiring us that yes, we can make offerings even within the mind.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
And my second question is, sometimes, especially in this day and age, we're in a rush to go somewhere, or we have like a lot to do. Is there like any way I know we should try to offer the prasad with complete and utter devotion and love, but when we don't have time, is there any way we can do it in a quick but still loving way?
You're asking if there's a shortcut for making an offering.
I see. There's no shortcut, huh?
Yeah. As I started this class, there's one verse from Gita. Ye dhammam prapadyante tamstachaiva bhajamyaham. As you surrender unto me, I reward you accordingly. So what you give is what you get. So if you make the offering with your full heart, you get the full reciprocation. If you make a fast food offering, you might get the fast food response. So to the best of your capacity, make that offering with full consciousness, mindfulness, concentration.
Okay.
Krishna is also Bhava Grahi Janardanaha, which means he knows our heart. He knows our intention. If you're running out the door, the Sankirtan devotees are in the van honking the horn, saying, we're going our way to distribute books, hurry up, we're waiting for you. Then Krishna wants you to get out to the van as soon as possible. And if you make the quick offering, then Krishna will understand.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for your kind association this afternoon. Very grateful to all of you. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Enjoy the feast. Hare Krishna.